Hello? Oh my God. Okay. Something funny just happened just now. As I click start streaming, I got choked up. I got choked up on my own saliva. So anyway, hello and welcome everyone. How is everyone doing? We're back again in Hades, and this time in our quest to get hit 20 on all of our weapon aspect before we try before we try to get at least one weapon to hit 32, because I've never in all my life playing this game, like that is like 600 plus hours, unlock hit 32. I think i think hit 20 is the highest I've ever been for this game. So it's gonna be interesting for me to try to get Heat 32 even on my test save file where I practice my run. I still haven't finished Heat 32 yet. So that's gonna be interesting. Okay, another thing, if you see from earlier, there, you can see that Zagreus is inching forward like that. I didn't touch my controller. So, yeah, my controller is drifting. I should go and send it for fix. Yeah, like that. I didn't touch. I really didn't touch. So, yeah, I'm not sure how long it's gonna take for them to fix up my controller. And in the meantime, I was thinking of figuring out a way or a game that allows me to play without a controller. And FPS is out of question because most FPS is competitive, meaning PvP, unless I play House of the Dead. But House of the Dead can be a little bit stressful. um, it's not stressful for me, but it's not stressful for me if I play alone. But on stream, I got this performance anxiety. I don't know. It requires a lot of focus on my end, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk to chat more. I was thinking of maybe maybe I'm gonna play some uh point and click game. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's gonna be on the next streaming schedule, which is on Thursday. Thursday or Wednesday night. Thursday morning, Wednesday night. I'm not sure yet. But we'll see how it goes. But for now, let's get on with Hades. Heat 20. Okay, so the last time we played this game, we tried we tried to use the uh aspect of Ares. Yeah, aspect of Ares, and we defeat hit 20 easily, and I got too cocky and said, "Oh, I can do hit 32 if it's this easy." But lo and behold, I got my ass kicked before I am able to finish hit 32. So funny. Okay, and let's see what else can we do. I do want to turn on extreme measures for force overtime is quite difficult for me. Quite difficult for me to turn to max because my Silly little brain literally cannot handle fast-moving enemies. Titan security, no. I think tight deadline is okay. For 7 minutes. Calisthenic program is by default. Convenience fee. Uh, okay, you know what? Convenience fee can be reduced. What is up with my throat lately? Convenience fee can be reduced by a lot, I guess. Oh no. I can increase heart. Wait, I'm not trying to do Heat 32 here, right? Silly me. Underworld custom can be turned off. Mm, benefits package can be turned off. Uh, Force overtime can be turned off. And we are on Heat 20. Okay. Let's get into the game.
My choice is made.
Oh, wait. Oh, God. I should change my keepsake.
Goddess
Athena.
The underworld's wretched
Okay,
dead shall
literally,
fear
what is
you
wrong
yet,
with me?
cousin.
Before I start with the game, with the run, let me drink some water. Everyone stay hydrated. Where I am, it's been a roller coaster of a weather, I have to say. One day it is raining all day. One day it is hot. Hot as fuck. All day long. Hey, stay hydrated. Remember, if your urine is dark colored, then it is most definitely you are not drinking enough water. Divine Dash. Divine Dash is okay, I guess.
strength of the goddess.
Oh.
You're nothing.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna restart. Why? Because I'm such an idiot. I should have changed the mirror aspect too, which is not Stygian Soul, but Infernal Soul. Why? Well, I'll show you guys why. When you are using... Oh my god, the controller drift is... Okay, I have two controllers, by the way. One controller is really wants to move forward, while the other one is really want to go to the left. So I need to send both of them for repairs. Yeah, Dionysus. Yeah, the reason why I use Infernal Soul instead of Stygian Soul is because of this. Yeah, like that. And then you can simply collect the cast bloodstone. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Dionysus have the highest cast damage out of the whole cast. Is it 60? 60? 85, that's high too. 90, 70, but has crit. 20, but it's a slicing shot. Hermes doesn't have any cast. Okay, so yeah, Dionysus is the highest. I'm gonna choose that. Is everything okay? So yeah, let's go. Okay, let's go. Ooh, wait. I need to change. things first. Oh, enable custom. Hello Santa. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Benefits package can be turned off. Okay, heat 20. Here we go.
My choice is made.
By the way, Santa, how is your new place so far? Have you found a new
Dionysus.
karaoke place that you like? You have some serious unlocks in this game, it seems. Yeah, only 32 hit left. Oh, oof, yeah. 32 hit is a beast of on its own. I literally cannot unlock it in my other save file, so it's gonna be interesting for me in this save file. We'll see, we'll see.
Why, hello, Zach. Fancy running into you.
Okay, 3P flare is good. I was thinking of playing, not playing. Um, ooh, okay, nice. I was thinking of after I finish heat 20, I'm gonna try. Oof, nice. I'm gonna try and do heat 32, and we'll see how I struggle. Whoops. Nice.
What do we have here?
Oh god, okay. The apartment is great. You have plenty of space for all your plants, and the kitchen and view is great. Nice. The karaoke is not quite the same as it was when you were living in the city center, but it's alright. Well, yeah, you win some, you lose some, but hey, you have plenty of space for your plants. That's nice. I know plants can be quite challenging, especially if they are quite quite picky about the environment that they are living in. So the fact that you have plenty of space for them is nice. And the most important thing is that the view is great, right? That is such a mood booster there. Whoop. Okay, I should figure out a way. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I forgot. I have a time limit. I need to do I need to do stuff quickly. Uh yeah, I'm gonna go with the Centaur's Heart. Okay. We should be fine. We have the shield.
Let's see if you're as skillful as you think.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh no. Okay. I need to be careful here. Oh. Come on, man. Come on. Oh. Nice. Nice. Okay. I was so scared there.
How's that?
We have Karen's shop, gemstone, or keys. Let's go with keys. More option is good.
Numbskulls. Set.
Nice. What?
You're nothing.
Nice. Okay. Demeter or Poseidon? Mm, okay, let's go with Poseidon this time. I don't think Demeter fits our build right now.
All right, you sneak.
Oh no. Interesting. Nice.
Uncle Poseidon.
But we are a little bit slow, so we should pick up the pace right now. Poseidon's 8. Sure, why not? Okay. There's 3 pubs with karaoke. One is only during the day, one is only 2 times a week, and one is super tiny and suspicious, but there's karaoke every day of the week. Ooh. But yeah, suspicious is a little bit dangerous, huh? Are you going there alone, Santa? Going going to going to that kind of place, a suspicious looking place alone is quite dangerous actually. So I hope you are not going there alone. Oh shoot. Nice. Woo.
Thank you.
I am a little bit behind. Ooh, a hammer. So far, you've only been there alone. You probably have a few friends over the next weekend to celebrate the new apartment. Nice. Yeah, I hope you are going there with friends because, yeah, I hope you are staying safe because you never know. Nowadays, things can be quite unpredictable. Okay, I know, I know. This might, uh, what? After using your Niggling's board cast, you are steady for 3 seconds. Ah, is that, is that what I want? Or do I want sudden rush? You know what? I'm gonna take sudden rush.
He just grows stronger.
I am
To see you in.
quite slow, huh?
Sure thing.
I only have 2
Time to
minutes.
come. Okay.
Oh wait, I didn't check what Boldy give us. Ooh, ooh. Interesting.
His
Okay.
favor to choose.
Uh, Wrong drink?
Let's liven things up.
It seems that you require.
Oh no.
Poseidon won't like this.
Whoops. I hate the fact that they are spawning one by one. It makes it hard for me to even do anything to them. Nice. Ooh. You really want me to change Flood Flare? Look at the difference there. From a 240 into 120? Yeah, no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks, Poseidon. Give me something else.
Maybe.
Tempest Strike? Sure, let's go with that.
Poseidon's strength.
What's my hit in this run? I'm doing hit 20 so far. I want to get used to the whole high hit thing on each weapon aspect, and then from that I gonna choose one weapon aspect that I am comfortable in using and then try hit 32. At least that's the plan,
How about a different
but
set
we'll
of
see.
forces?
We'll see how it goes. Because so far, I've never played in my 600 plus hours in this game.
Didn't keep you
I've
waiting,
never tried
Louise.
much higher than 15. Or I think 18. I got hard stuck at hit 18 for a while in my previous save file. And that is with God mode activated. Before I started streaming Hades, I got I got hard stuck on hit 18. So me playing on hit 20 is kind of new. I got used to the whole idea, and then I'm gonna try and do my best and do hit 32. Whoops. Oh snap. Oh shoot. Okay, I have 30 seconds. Thanatos, help me. Nice. Yeah, I need to pick up the pace. Okay, come on.
See you again, I'm sure.
Time to put on my serious face on. Let's go. Ooh, okay.
The Furies seem incapable of thwarting.
Okay, let's get the Palm Blossom up. Nothing to buy. Okay, let's go.
Up we go.
I hope Hermes give us a cast that we not cast, a speed boost for our cast. Wait, is it quick reload? Quick reload 5 second, and then we should be able to get greater recall. Inferno Soul, Bloodstone returns automatically. Okay, that should be good. Whoops. Oh no. I'm debating with myself whether or not I should. Come on, man. Stop jumping around, sir. Nice. Thank you. I am literally behind schedule right now, sir. Eurydice. Okay. C. Let's go see Eurydice first.
Welcome. I'd ask you to.
Okay, Ambrosia Delight.
Sure.
Please give. Okay, nice. Our cast is upgraded. 200. Okay.
Bye now.
Stay safe.
Oh no, Thanatos.
Death is inevitable. Can't
Thanatos.
stay long, so
You definitely ought.
No. Oh shoot. Oh, I'm so sorry, Thanatos. I'm still getting used to the whole shield thingy. I'm sorry for disappointing you.
situation is under control. Good work, my friend.
I didn't even see how many I had over you.
What's for sale?
Oh, ignited ichor. Let's get that. As you can see, I am not quite used to the whole shield thingy. Oops. Nice. Oh, I mistimed my... Nice.
The gods.
Drunken Flourish, huh? Okay, let's... wait. I forgot about Dionysus. Uh, Legendary. So I need Drunken Flourish or Drunken Strike. Interesting. Okay, let's take Drunken Flourish then. I want to see Chaos, but I'm not taking any chances right now. So... Whoops.
Ready, Aegis?
Are you kidding me? I hate the... Stop jumping, sir. Keys or gemstone? Sorry, not gemstone. Darkness. Let's go with darkness. Why not? More enemies? Oh shoot. Okay. Oh man. Come here, you coward. Oh no. Maybe me picking Poseidon's attack is not good. It pushes enemy away. Oh no. Oh no, am literally behind schedule right now. Just like me in real life. I'm behind schedule on everything. Okay, okay. Joking aside, I do need to pick up my pace here. 3 minutes? Can I defeat Lerny?
Delicious.
Delicious.
Bet a blessing.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I should sell the Tempest Flourish.
How goes it lately, Lenny? Everything just
Sorry,
fine?
not Flourish. Tempest Strike. Whoop. How? Are you kidding me? Come on. Okay, this is quite difficult for me. Maybe I just need to get used to the whole thing. Okay. I am so screwed.
Okay. Who needs a neck anyway?
Stop. Oh no. Okay, it deals quite a lot of damage, but it's very slow. Oh shoot.
Thanatos.
Thanatos, help me please. Hmm. Quite slow, quite slow. We could have done it much quicker, but
For the mirror.
as long as I survive, that's all I care about.
I trust you had a pleasant stay in Asphodel.
Okay, nothing to buy. Okay,
Showing my
let's
boons.
shoot. Okay. Please let me sell
What I need right
Tempest Strike. Okay, there it is.
now. Closer.
Interesting, interesting. Let's see how it plays out. Hermes, Hermes, I need help.
Come and get it.
Stop.
Place is crawling with these.
Slow day so far there, boss.
Don't you dare talk to me like that, Hermes. I'm doing my best here, okay?
What else is there?
What is this? Oh my god, come on,
Can't
Hermes.
speed.
Okay, okay. I see how it is. Whoop! Yeah, I can feel that this is not the run that I want. I can feel it in my bones. Come on, can it be any
Not yet.
lower? Interesting.
Zagreus, it's me. I'm here to join.
Um, why do you guys are so every single time they want me to exchange a boon that I need with something that I don't really use. Interesting. Fine, I'll take the
Let's hope so.
common one. Ooh,
Nice.
hello? Where is your friend? Oh, there it is. Ooh, I see a 420. Whoa! Hello, Vigor. Hello, hello. How are you?
Nothing left here.
Ferocious Guard. After blocking a foe. Ah, this doesn't make any sense. uh, okay. You know what? Fine, I'll take the charge. No. Dashing Flight. That's it.
My shield grows stronger.
I can literally feel that I'm not doing well in this run. You're good? Nice. Oh no. Ooh. Okay. Let's see if I can block. I can. Oof. No. What the
Think so.
Okay, okay. I see how it is. Are you done? How? How did that hit me? Are you kidding me? Am I doing like literally no damage? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh shoot.
We're not finished.
Wait, did I use two Death Defiance here? You finally saw in Hades, Asterius and Theseus duo tech. Nice.
Olympus, I
That
have
is
seen this
a non um a non extreme measures one, right? Flows. Hangover foes are more likely to take critical damage. Oh man. I don't oh no, Poseidon. I am tempted to simply quit right now because I can feel that it's gonna take a lot more. Wait, what? Again, my controller is drifting a bit, so I don't have full control of where I am pointing my joystick right now. Interesting, interesting.
idiot.
Zagreus, that's a foul language. Hello? Only I can call you idiot. Okay. So far, the one aspect that I had the most fun is either the spear or the what is it called again? The sword. Mostly because
Oh, Poseidon.
with my playstyle, I prefer a much uh, a much faster attack rather than this slow and calculative attack. Also, at one run, you killed both Theseus and Asterius at the same time. Ooh, that takes quite a uh, strategy. Is that the word? Yeah, to line up how both of them die at the same time, right? Bigger. Nice. Should I take Razor Shoal or Wave Pounding? Uh, you know what? I'm gonna take Razor Shoal, whatever.
It's high tide.
Oh no, we only have 1 minute? Oh, ooh. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna survive in this run. The choices that we were given is not that great in the first place. Are you kidding me? Oof, teleporting enemies, huh? Oh no. 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 16 second. I don't think I'm gonna make it, guys. Hello? Oh yeah, yeah, I'm It's okay, it's okay. This is my practice run, right? Practice. This is practice. Yeah, I'm not gonna survive. How did you survive, sir? Hello? No. Wah wah. So you just lost both of them like 70% of their health and then did Megara and they both died. Ooh. Nice, nice.
Oof, that was a little too much heat.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay.
Sorry, Zag. I'm due to get a bunch of mortals now.
Wish I could do that.
Didn't hear you come in.
Okay. I need to rethink my strategy here. Okay. You have some leftover oatmeal, so you're gonna make some bread buns now. Ooh, nice, Santa, nice. Okay, Demeter, do you have anything? Icy Flare. Icy Flare, your cast damage foes around you and inflicts chill. Is it better? It's 70, which means it is 30 DPS less than the Glacial Glare. I don't know, I don't know. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna go with Demeter this time.
You are as multifaceted as anyone I know.
Interesting that I've never fully unlocked every single aspect of the shield. Interesting. Okay, let's try Beowulf one more time and then if we still die, we'll try the aspect of Zeus. Yeah, let's do that later on. From strike, you either get deadly strike or divine strike. You mean for aspect of Beowulf bigger, or are you talking about the spear? You are talking about boons of spear. Okay. Yeah, the spear one is very good for either divine strike or deadly strike. You're right. You're right.
Far greater gods than I once
But
wielded you.
I don't know. I literally had little experience with the shield, so I'm not sure what is the best strategy for it. So yeah, let's go
Wretches of the underworld,
explore
take heed.
and experiment.
Family. Death is your only family. Death and I. Best get accustomed to the both
You
of
mean
us.
Thanatos? Death incarnate?
I'm getting there.
Well, that's very progressive of Hades, huh? To accept
Time to mix up my stew.
to accept uh Zagreus and Thanatos' relationship. Ooh. Charge shot. Your bull rush instead fires a piercing shot that deals 80 damage. Is it good? Breaching rush. or empowering flight. I guess charge shot. If it's what I think it is, then it might be good. I literally forgot. Oh, interesting. Okay, it's kind of good.
Brimstones.
Ooh, yes, okay.
A feast for Aegis.
Nice, okay, okay. Okay. Nice. Okay, charge shot is good. Ah, wait. Ares. Slicing flare. Brief for blade whiff for a brief moment. Hmm. What is the dual boon for Demeter? So I need slicing flare along with Demeter's frost strike. Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna try that. Let's try that. In the Hades fight, you hate when Hades spawn Voidstone. Oh no, because they protect him, or if he summons the Mega Gorgon. Oh no, I hate Voidstone too. They summon a lot of little enemies that really makes it difficult for you to hit Hades. At that time, I mostly use Smart because it literally put Hades' health, like reduce it as quickly as possible. That's my plan. Nice. Okay, charge shot. Charge shot is much better, I guess.
Over there.
Did you say we start another of our famous?
Ooh, slicing flare. That's nice. Yes. Dare I go and see Chaos? Okay, let's go see Chaos then.
Going
I have arrived. Come on, man. I know you have something good for me. Something else?
in. Something else.
Oh no. Okay, the most probable thing that I'm gonna take is gonna be Abyssal Eclipse. Oh no. Okay, fine. I'll take it. Okay, let's get the keys. Ooh, ooh. Yes. Ooh. I love me some big Beyblade. Beyblade time. Nice. Whoops. Okay, let's go see Demeter. Which is my favorite enemy and most hated enemy in each region? Don't count the bosses. Interesting. Which one is my favorite, huh? Uh, okay. Coincidentally, the most, my favorite one is this guy, the one that is in this room with me right now. Because its attack is slow, one, and you can easily outmaneuver their attack. So that is my uh, reasoning behind it. Uh, for my most hated enemy in this room or in this region is the void. Sorry, not void stone. Hey, wait, it is void stone. Sorry, the snake. Yes, I hate the snake because any enemy that teleport is kind of annoying to me. Yeah, that's the reasoning. At least in Tartarus. In Asphodel, I prefer the huh. I don't remember. But the one that I hate the most in Asphodel is the witches. Nice. Whoa. Nice.
Your enemies shall have.
Demeter, that is literally the worst boon that you could have given me. Excuse me? Okay, so while we are here, so let's see. Uh Skull Crusher, Bone Hydra, Splitter, Mimian Chariot. Yeah, Wretched Snake is one of my least favorite enemies. That's considered non-bosses, right? Uh, it's a mini boss. Uh, then which one? Which one is in Asphodel? Um, yeah, Bone Wrecker can be my favorite, but the fact that they are once you get hit, you have to literally spam the dash button in order to get away from it. Can be a little bit um nerve-wracking, I have to say. Burner Bomber. Uh okay, Wave Maker is one of my least favorite one in Asphodel because they make wave and then you and then they jump around and you have to go and find them. So that's annoying, more annoying than I have to admit. Spreader is manageable, I guess, if you have the Divine Dash. Eh, but yeah, if you don't have the
Got
Divine
anything
Dash,
else?
it can be quite difficult. Oh, come on, Demeter. Are you seriously giving me this? Fine, I'll take it. I'm not happy,
Ice cold.
but I'll take it. Do I want to see Dionysus? I think I do. Oh no,
Tombstone.
speaking of Doomstone, right? Nice.
Last time we got things.
Hmm. Interesting, interesting.
More witches.
Oh shoot. Stop teleporting, good sir. Hello? Nice.
You're dead.
Nice.
Fishing time.
Oh shoot. Okay. Oh.
Damn.
Oh my god. I got 2 inches there. Uh, we can. Okay. Let's level up our cost.
Approaches. The time has come.
Yeah, Viga, your message
Justice
did
that you
pop
need
up, but
assistance,
that
Zachary?
is quite a long message. You know what? I'm gonna read it right now. I was thinking of saving it at the Karen's shop. Let's see. So, for you, Vigor, in Tartarus, your favorite one is Numbskulls, and the most hated one is the Louds. Oh, okay, the big one. In Asphodel, your favorite is the Infernal Bombers, because they are telegraphed, and most hated are the Wavemakers. Ooh, the same as mine. Elysium, your favorite is the range enemy, not the strongholds. Wait, range enemies? Which one is it? Okay. Oh, the splitter one. Okay. Because they are easy to dodge and kill, and most hated one is soul catchers. Ooh, the butterfly one. Ooh. In sticks, your favorite is the tiny vermin. Yeah, tiny vermin is cute, but can hit quite hard. Uh, and your most hated one is the range guy. The satyr cultist. Okay. Ooh, I think in sticks, it is similar to my pick too. Interesting. Because yeah, in sticks, uh, yeah, I really hate the Theta cultists. Yeah, that's what they call because of the poison. Unless you have Athena's dash, you are quite screwed.
I doubt this will take very long.
No doubt at all from me.
Don't die here, Zacharias. You die next.
Think you can stop me?
Oof. What happened there? Nice.
Okay.
Chamber secured. I'll take more down next time.
Keep on dreaming. Keep on dreaming, Thanatos. Ooh. What's this?
Let us wage war together then.
Blade dash. Ooh. Black metal. Black metal is nice.
For that decision, Zachary.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Demeter.
Demeter.
Oof. 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 Nice.
Perhaps a few more winter seasons such as that might teach you more of how this world works.
Yeah, Demeter. Like in sticks, when you see no cultists, you are gonna be like, you will kill whoever comes first. But the moment a cultist come in, you're like, oh no, you will die right now. And kill him first of all, even in mini bosses like the purple snake stone. Aha. Yeah, that is a very top priority enemy there. Unless you want to die to uh poison. Okay, what's this? Icy flare. Do I want to change? Do I really want to change this? You know what? No, no, no. I'm gonna take Nourish Soul for the healing.
Just chill.
Do I want to buy Demeter again?
Why not?
Freezing Vortex? Ooh, I'm so glad I bought this. Okay.
I'm back, ladies.
And we have 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes to spare, so that's good. Nice. Ooh, nice, 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 nice. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, took me 1 minute approximately. Yes, yes.
Let's see.
So let's get
Resistance are
this.
on better terms.
Ignited Ichor is always good. Move faster.
Heading up.
Also, to Tiffany, last time you fought her, she calls you Merzius or something like that. You think she starts learning slowly how to talk. Ooh, nice. I think the best part of seeing Tiffany learning to pronounce your name is how annoyed. Oh shoot. Uh, how annoyed Alecto becomes. Ooh, yes, yes, yes.
That'll keep me going for a bit.
Let's get keys. Nice. What? I have my shield up. Hello? Yeah, with this kind of playstyle, I'm not gonna go on with Heat 32 with the shield. Because unlike the gun, I am quite slow with the weapon here. Do I want to go see Ares again? Ares, do you have anything good? Uh, black metal. We have black metal. Ooh, we might get vicious cycle. Okay, let's go. We might. There's no chance. There's no guaranteed chance of me
It's
getting
always here for me.
a legendary, but there's still a slim chance of us getting it. So let's get going. Whoa!
Set. Has to be the last of this lot.
Nice.
Olympus, I accept this message.
How are the shield enemies in Elysium called? You mean the crystal one or something like that? That what you meant? Or the one that holds a shield? Oh, okay. Let me just check
What
it
about these?
after this. Curse of Vengeance. You already made the dough and then you realize you don't have any baking paper. Oh no! So you gotta run to the shop. Okay. Be safe, okay, Santa? Okay. Um, I am gonna take Urge to Kill. And then let's see. Enemy's shield in Elysium is called Great Shield. Is this the one that you are talking about, Vigor? Yeah, Great Shield. Yeah, Great Shield is also one of those annoying enemies. But thankfully they are moving quite slow, so you don't have to worry that much. What? Oh no. Nice.
Good enough.
Hermes.
Of course,
Hermes,
it's
I need your help. Come on, give me a speed boost for my cast, please. Whoops. Oh, come on.
stay dead.
I know you're kind of in a hurry, boss, but
God, okay. Greatest reflex, not good for this shield.
Hey, got anything else?
Oh god, come on. Okay, fine, I'll take this side hustle.
Time to go.
Interesting enough, we didn't see Eurydice. I always got tongue-tied whenever I tried to say her name.
Power of Olympus.
Eurydice. Eurydice. Also, your friend says he has a saying in Hades, he hate the wretched past. His saying is, wretched pasts are such pasts. They are! Your friend is not wrong. There are such pasts. Oof.
Got you.
Okay, can I survive this? Oh! No. Oh! Oof. Okay. Hmm. Interesting, interesting.
Like that. Come on, you flying bastard.
Oof. I miscalculated. Oh no. Oh no. Am I doing bad? Oh no. Why is it so hectic? Oh my god. Where is my bloodstone? Give me my bloodstone. Okay, Thanatos, help me, please. What? Hello? How did you survive? Lerny, are you using black magic? You know how it goes, right? In the realm? No magic. Interesting, interesting.
Reconstitute again.
Did I missed Lerny? Interesting. Or did I never use Thanatos? Oh no, I don't remember. I feel so cheated.
Much
I
less
could have sworn
survived.
I've used Thanatos, but I might be wrong.
Load it up. That one's rearming.
Okay. Okay. I'm guessing swift attack? I don't know. I don't know, man. Okay. Blue Learning is your second favorite, huh? Second favorite Learning. Which one is your favorite one? Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. Dash Strike deals 50% damage in a large area. What's up with the Daedalus Hammer that we got? So far, things are not synergizing well. Special strike up to 4 additional foes. Charge flight. Dashing wallop. Fine, I'll take the dread flight. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. Your favorite one is the original Learny, the orange one. The orange with the small projectiles that dragons shoot too. Oh, okay. The base Learny, we have to say that.
Time to pick sides.
Oof. Okay, I'm gonna pick Demeter this time. Should I? Should I take this? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take it.
We can't say no to that.
Oh, come on, Zach. Now,
Sorry, Dionysus. Whoop. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Am I lagging? Why am I lagging? Hello?
okay, let's say we're settled up now.
Oh, no. Okay, fine. I'll take the strong drink. Wait. Lasting consequences? Okay. Interesting. So, Demeter's Nourish Soul does have an impact for strong drink. I thought it didn't. Interesting. We're supposed to have much less healing at 75% for strong drink. Interesting, interesting. So let's take strong drink. Why not?
Took me right up.
Demeter, come on, give me something good.
This armor
You just found a Hades meme? Okay. Yeah, send it to me. You can put a link in the chat.
is heavy, but makes me even faster.
Oof. Holy I thought I survived.
Not now.
I feel like the vortex, uh, slicing shot, slicing flare is quite. Oof. Not slow, but very short-lived. Are you kidding me?
I can't. Not now.
What? Oh, snap. Hello? It's called Spreaders be like. Okay.
Stem attack.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I am so screwed right now. Mistral Dash, Frozen Touch. Fine.
Ice cold.
Let me do this. I have a shield to protect myself so I don't die. We will swarm at you so you get more damage. You get damage a bit more. I will poison you so you constantly lose health unless you get cured. The spread is I will just float over the lava. Okay. Okay, that is funny. Like it's annoying but really really funny. Okay, okay. That is correct. If you are using a melee weapon, a very short range melee weapon like for example oh god, what's the name? The fist, then you are quite screwed. What is the probability of me getting to see Patroclus in this run? Is it 0? I don't think I'm gonna win. Whoops. Oof, oof.
Barely made it.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Oof. I'm not sure.
Fight me.
Tough word there, Zagreus. Are you kidding me? Ah. Okay, bear in mind I am learning this weapon. There's a reason why I choose to use this weapon last. You monster. Oh no, I just realized I'm Patroclus. Patroclus. Okay. All is not lost yet.
Take caution. Are you quite sure? It's yours.
Thank you.
All is not lost. But we might be if I don't do things quickly.
10 seconds regenerating.
Oh god. Hello, Katy Lunier. Hello, hello. Oh no. I'm running out of time. Okay, I'll get back to you in a moment. But welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Really appreciate you coming into the stream. I am struggling in this game. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shoot. Okay. I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I don't think I'm gonna win this round. What's up with this? Oh my god.
Damn, he's recovered.
Yeah,
Turns out.
I expect it so. Interesting, interesting. Hmm. Should I just give up? You know what? I'm just gonna give up. I don't think we are gonna win. Either way. So, by the way, how are you, Katy Lunar? Lunair. What? Lunair? That how you pronounce that name? Hello, hello. Um, sorry you had to see that. Oh gosh. You're doing good? Nice. I'm glad you're doing good. Oh, okay. Have you played this game, by the way, Catalonia? Okay, I'm not sure which one I'm gonna choose. I can go with Zeus. Uh, you have, you have, but you haven't beaten it yet. Ah, I am actually the closest with the pronunciation. Ooh, nice. I just guessed, and I'm so glad that my guess is much closer to what it was supposed to be pronounced. Okay, everyone, drink some water. From the brief, I'm not sure how long have you been playing this game, but from your experience so far with the game, um, which god is your favorite one if you have to pick? My favorite one so far is I don't know. I have to say I either choose either Aries or Demeter. That is my favorite one. Your favorite god is Artemis figure. Ooh, I can see why you love that crit, huh? The reason why I love Aries and Demeter is because one, Demeter is has the chill and it slows down enemies' movement and it's very beneficial to me because fast moving enemies is not my friend. To play with the grape juice god. Ooh, Dionysus, huh? The Thai guys. Dionysus. You're right, you're right. People keep calling him that. Dionysus. That's the first time I've heard that. Dionysus, huh? That's funny. Did you come up with that? He's got thick thighs. Thick thighs save lives. Okay. You know what? I am not gonna choose aspect of Beowulf, especially at a higher heat. I am struggling so hard. So I'm just gonna pick aspect of Zeus, I guess. Okay. Then let's change back into our Infernal Soul. Okay. And it's either I choose Ares or I choose Zeus. But I'm not sure which one I should choose. Thunder Flourish. Uh, Double Strike. Static Discharge. Storm Lightning. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure which one I should take. Storm Lightning. Storm Lightning is only applicable for Lightning Strike. Thunder Flourish can be upgraded with the high voltage or the double strike. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna choose Jesus. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, maybe I should reduce some of this because it is harming me. Hard labor can be increased. Okay. Ooh, okay. What about jury summon increase to 40%? That's good, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Wretches of the underworld, take heed.
Nyx is the night herself, the twin sons
Ooh,
of
you guys
sleep
are talking
and
about
death.
Hollow Knight.
But
Ooh.
you, I
Oh,
cannot
Bubbles
think of
is
anything
kind of
I fear,
easy. Ooh.
except the
Ooh.
god talking back to me.
I I struggle hard in Bubbles, to be honest. Even in normal mode. Ooh, pulverizing blow. Your attack hits twice but does not knocks foe away. Bull rush, breaching rush.
Let's go, Aegis. Who
You're
keeps fixing
back?
that?
Welcome back, Santa. We have a new friend. We have Katy Lunar. Just joining us in the chat. Say hello to them. Somehow,
Right there.
the normal shield is much faster. Interesting.
Ah, now that's the
Just going
neatest
off
I
of
know
my
of.
time beating them all
I
on
used to
reading.
love a beast, dear
Ooh.
old thing. Now I quite love these shocking bolts of mine. Though I am proud you've given Aegis a good home and bear it my name.
Okay. Should I take Lightning Strike or Thunder Flourish? Lightning Strike is good. Lightning Boons, huh? And I really don't know which one. I'm guessing Thunder Flourish might be beneficial to us right now, so I'm gonna choose that.
All right, Lord Zeus.
I might regret that decisions later on, but that is for something later down in the future. Nice. I can feel that my attack is much faster. Whoops.
Remember, I am always watching over you.
Oh, that's creepy, Athena. Why are you watching me?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Time to get serious.
Looks clear. Too bad I can't bottle this stuff.
Should be able to.
Test.
Nice.
Right.
Dionysus. Dionysus. Oh shoot. Okay.
Stone.
Nice. Okay.
Now, Zagreus, I'm certain everything is going fine for you right now, but just
Dionysus. Oh, Dionysus.
little something just for you.
Drunken Strike. Drunken Strike? Sure, I'm gonna pick that. Although Premium Vintage there is much more alluring to me. Whoops. Nice. I can feel, yeah, I can feel a world of a difference. With me playing with this normal shield. Whoops. Nice. Uh, your friend. My God, what's up with that accent? Your friend made in Hades a custom pack of punishment. Ooh, and what does it entail, Vigor? Care to elaborate a little bit on that? Oops.
Show yourselves.
Interesting, interesting.
Enough.
Ooh. Should I go see Aphrodite? No, 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 no. You know what? Yeah, I should do this. Just spam. Who's next? Nice.
Power of Olympus.
Drunken Strike, yeah, leveled up.
Better blessing.
It's called Boss of Command. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna gamble.
Here's the fee.
Athena, give me exposed.
Something else.
Come on. Okay, blinding flash. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm gonna read your chat in just a little bit, Vigor.
Hello, Fury sisters.
Let me do this quickly.
Well, sister.
Nice. Thanatos. Nice. Oh god. I just realized my health is extremely low there, but we survive.
See you back home.
Okay, nice.
Mine.
Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. Ooh, interesting, interesting.
Again.
Don't mind me, father.
Okay, let's get the Palm Blossom up.
Okay.
Okay. So the custom pack of punishment is called the Boss of Command. It has 2 levels in one. Level 1, where you fight 2 mini bosses at the same time instead of 1. Ooh. And in level 2, you fight 3 at the same time. Oh no, that sounds so hard. Why would your friend wants to punish themselves with that? Oh no. That is really, really a punishment. A pack of punishment. Oh no.
I'll just go on.
That really sounds hard, by the way. Have they beaten it yet, by the way? But each level of this pack gives 6 heat. Interesting.
Be there soon, Lenny.
But then you have to think about it. Is it really worth it to get those extra heat?
You wretches.
Oh no. You. Stop standing in lava, please.
All set.
Okay. Keys? Oh shoot.
All aboard.
Okay, we have 7 minutes left.
Should come in handy.
Okay, let's go see this. This dual room. And hopefully we get something good.
Time to pick sides.
Okay, okay. Bad influence. Deal more damages while 3 or more foes are hangover afflicted. Okay.
No one in our
I hate to do this, Athena.
I keep on pressing the wrong button. Wave maker. Stop. Oh god, okay. Come on. I can feel my time running out. Okay.
I have my fun.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, brilliant repose. Ooh, nice. Aries. Ooh, Aries. Please tell me you're gonna change my flourish
These witches again.
into something else.
Keep it up.
Nice.
And I must say you deal death with
Come on, man. Something else, please?
Hey, got anything else?
Oof. Okay. Uh, let's get Battle Rage then, I guess. Interesting. No, Aries 8. Come on. Ooh, that's okay. I'm gonna read it in just a bit bigger. Where are you, sir? Nice.
Just so happen to be in
Uh, something else, Hermes?
Got anything else?
Yikes. Um, I, you know what? You know what? You know what? Greater evasion. Eurydice. Hmm.
They're both here.
What can I say?
Is it something good? Ooh. I consider
See you.
that good.
Later then, yeah?
Okay. Almost to the boss fight.
Should come in useful.
Okay. should be fine.
Learner, you really don't
Ooh,
have to reconstitute yourself
the
just
base
twice.
learning. Hello? I dashed.
You and me, Seven Hydra Head.
Whoops. Okay, you know what? Fine. Thanatos, let's deal the final blow. Nice. Whew. We have 3 minutes to spare.
Hydra Heads were never
So
meant
that's
to fight.
good. Oop, sorry about that. Nice. Okay, let's read. So, in level 3, Tartarus, you fight Infernal Bombers, Doomstone, and Snake. Oh my god. In Asphodel, you do the Birch of Death, called Mega Gorgon or Skull Crusher. One of the two, not both. And 2 Circle Witches at the same time. No! It's Asterius and the Soul Catcher. Because there is no third mini boss, it just adds the snake with 500 extra health. Yeah, yeah, no. That's gonna be a no for me. It's so hard. How is your friend doing this? And in Styx, there are only one tunnel with mini boss where you fight the black vermin and the giant cultist and the purple snake stone at the same time. Oh, the thought of having to fight all 3 of them at the same time is giving
Emerged
me
from Asphodel
goosebumps.
intact, have you?
Okay, let's take Patroclus. Yeah, let's go.
One more floor.
He loses at the mini boss in Elysium. Your friend, that's the thing. Your friend hasn't won yet. Oh no. He loses the mini
Snakes
boss
and
at
heroes, then.
the Elysium one. Interesting. Yeah, I can see why. It's difficult.
More bright swords. Oh, good. You're mine.
Oh god. Okay. Nice. Pulverizing blow. Your attack hits twice but does not knock foes away. Ooh. But we got the charge shot. So if we have Bull Rush and then we got the charge shot, does that mean we don't have... I think that's gonna be more beneficial to us. I'm gonna take that. We'll see how it goes. I should have gone to the Santos Heart room. Interesting, interesting. Nice.
The power of the gods.
Okay.
Juicy.
Okay. Oof. Oh my god. Come on. Try to spawn a little bit faster, guys. Come on. Nice. Athena. Athena, come on. Give me your legendary, please.
Butterfly chamber. Didn't come back.
Stop. Stop running, please. You're making things difficult for everyone. Just accept your fate.
It's better stay away from me.
Phalanx shot, holy shield, sure footing. Something else?
What about
Ooh, calculated risk. Nice. Oh no, Thanatos.
Why, hello, Zagreus. I got the method.
Okay, let's
Don't be
let's
too
go. Let's go, Thanatos.
Be as reckless as I want.
I still, I still got hit, huh? Interesting. Come on. Oof.
Chamber secured. I'll take more down next time.
Creepy shot? Oh no. Okay, all of these are bad. What's up with my luck in this run? I got all of the bad boons. Okay, let's go see. Let's go see our favorite couple, Patroclus. Give me Hydrolite. Is Hydrolite is the one that I'm looking for? Yeah, you know what? Fine.
It's yours. Take care then.
Aries. Whoop. Are you kidding me?
It's regenerating.
Oh no, you don't. Nice.
Over there.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, fine, Aries. You want me to use slicing shot. I get it.
This is my fight.
I do need more hearts.
Come on then.
Nice. Come on, at least destroy the chariot first. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. At least we are doing much better progress. No. Hmm. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I am panicking right now, if you can't tell. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I have 5 minutes. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay, more Santos Heart. Nice. 250 health. We should be fine. Keyword here is should.
It's time to step.
Hello? I block? How rude of you, Asterius. Stop running, Theseus. Oh yeah, it's interesting. I'm just spamming this time around. Oh shoot! You're almost dead, fool. You're next. The most annoying person in the game. Oh shoot, I'm almost dead. Okay, nice, nice, nice.
I shall get you for this. Lady Artemis, I beg you, guide my
Oh shoot! You survive? How can you survive death, Theseus?
Shut him up.
Oh, thank goodness. I feel like I'm losing a few brain cell in the process. Okay. Pinch of Erebus.
I'll take it.
Okay, reading time. Okay, let's... Oh god, I can't... Okay, there we go. So, your friend also made yesterday a pack of punishment called Passive of Death, which he has won with... Which, what it does is that every single enemy has one of 5 passive ability you will see, and it's random which one they each get. Mini bosses get 3 of them, and bosses have all of them. Oh my god. Passive 1, enemies have 100 extra health. Passive 2, every time an enemy damages you, they gain 1 extra damage. Passive 3, enemies regenerate 10 health or 5 armor every second. Passive 4, enemies have 3 extra damage. Passive 5, every 3 seconds enemies have a 30% chance to transform into a random enemy of the next region. No! And regen 50% of their health. Boss cannot use the 50 health. Okay. 50... What am I saying? Fifth passive. Would be great if a boss just suddenly turned into a normal enemy. Okay, that is funny. Can you imagine fighting Theseus and the Minotaur and just suddenly they become like example the cultists and the rat, especially Theseus might be more suited to become the tiny vermin. Hades transform into a numbskull? Yes, one hit kill. Or can you imagine
I'm almost to the top.
numbskull, but the same mechanic as the tiny vermin? Ooh, that would be horrifying. With its small hitbox. Ooh,
Watch out, vermin.
I got goosebumps. Okay, we have 800 coins. We have Ares.
Something I can use.
Do I want Ares right now? We have Zeus. Oh, now you show yourself, huh, Zeus? Interesting. Imagine Mac transform into Hades. Oh no. That's a that's a very horrifying nightmare.
Can't do that.
Okay. Do you guys think I'm able to fight Hades? Bear in mind this is Extreme Measures 4 in this current state. I think I can, but then again, I might be overconfident here. Oh shoot, it's you. Nice.
Olympus, I accept this message.
High voltage? High voltage.
No way.
It's such a shame that we didn't get Zeus's legendary.
Like that.
Nice.
No use.
Win Hades with Extreme Measures 4 and win him like in 3 minutes. I doubt you doubt I will win? Yeah. I have doubts myself too. But we'll see, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Especially with my panic button mashing tendency. Hello?
No way.
Okay. Let's get this. Hydrolite? Do I want Hydrolite? Ugh. You know what? Since we have a lot of coins, so why not? Oh,
Found it fast this time.
interesting. 3 minutes in Extreme Measures 4 is just almost his first health bar. You're right. You are absolutely right.
Now back to Cerberus.
And we have 3 phases of that.
Maybe I should check the other passageways before I leave.
Okay, let's
Don't
get
spend it all in one
this.
place, but
Oh, come on. Now you're giving me Curse of Pain after we got the high voltage one. Yeah, no. Um I'm not sure. Let's get Blood Frenzy. Oh gosh.
just what I need.
No. Come on, Athena.
Hate to be ungrateful here.
Okay. We didn't get lucky, but it's okay.
Gods grant me strength.
High voltage? Fine. Okay, wish me luck. We have 6 minutes. Should be enough time, right? Should be. Ooh, I'm a little bit nervous and scared.
Looks like the realm needs some adjustment still.
You bear the Aegis so much like your uncle Zeus once did.
Yeah, you have a problem with it, Hades? Interesting, interesting. Interesting. Hello? Uh-oh. Okay, okay. Oh no.
This shape-shifting of yours won't last for long.
Okay.
Heed now my
Oof.
summons, wretches, and come bring my wayward son down to your depths. Darkness.
Interesting, interesting. Oh man. Okay.
Darkness.
Oh. Okay, that's highly unfortunate. What? Okay. 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 Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Okay.
We're not finished.
What? Okay.
This is it.
Okay. I didn't realize that the shield doesn't protect me from that. Interesting. Oh my god. How unlucky.
Distracting Thanatos from his duties, I see.
Right on.
Interesting. I am so dead. I'm so dead. Hmm. There is a fish there. Raise fish give you more reward. Get it before leaving if you win. If I win. Yeah, okay. You're right.
Got me again, damn it.
I don't know. I just not used the shield.
I'll see you out there, I guess.
Oh,
Interesting. Okay. What other technique am I able to use with the shield? Hmm. Okay, let's you know what? Let's leave it up to chance and make the best use of it as we go on. Yeah, okay, let's go. Okay, okay. You know what? Yeah, since we are using the shield, right? I think we need the extra time because that weapon is such a slow moving weapon. Let's get calisthenic program up. Jury summon. Hard labor. Okay, that's hit 20.
Time to put in extra work
Let's
for
have
those
one
bounties.
hit 32 run for the loss. Okay. Okay, you're right, Vigor. I didn't say hi to Dusa, huh? You want to hit 32, Santa? You know what? You know what? Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Which weapon am I most comfortable in? Hmm. Okay, let's get the fist.
Malfon.
Mostly because it has the magnetic cutter. Nice. Magnetic attack and cast bonus 50%. Okay. So that's nice. Okay, the problem is which one I should choose, huh? Which god is best suited for this kind of playstyle? I can go with Demeter or attack and then go with Ares as special. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's do that actually. And hopefully we get Ares. Okay, let's go.
Time to put in extra work for those bounties.
Oh shoot, I forgot. I should change into hit 32. God, my short attention span brain. Okay, aspect of Talos. Okay, hit 32. So benefits package is up twice. Force overtime can be turned on. Tight deadline 7 minutes. 32. Okay, so we need hard labor up. Convenience fee up. One more time. And then you know what? I'm gonna turn on middle management and then turn off, not turn off, turn down convenience fee. Is it convenience fee or hard labor? You know what? Hard labor. Okay. Oh, before I do that, room save. Let's room save and then let's do this again. Wish me luck.
To put in extra work for those bounties.
Okay. Concentrated knuckle. Rolling knuckle. Explosive upper. I guess rolling knuckle? Yeah, why not? Nice. Okay. Uh, uh, chaos? This is bad? Oh my god. Okay. Excruciating affluence then. You. Oh god. Okay.
You too.
Nice. Okay, okay, okay. Can you imagine if I turn forced overtime on? These enemies would have been such a nightmare to deal with.
Gemstones.
Okay, nice. Ooh, nice. Ooh, Demeter? No! Athena! I should have gone seen Athena. Nice.
Your mother sends you.
Okay. Ooh. Sorry, not Athena. Demeter, this is bad. You're giving me... Okay, I'm gonna roll once.
Something else.
Oh, okay. Frost Strike leveled up into a rarity, so I'm gonna choose that. Imagine if bosses from a Hollow Knight swap place with the bosses from Hades. Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. I'm guessing the knight would fare much better if, for example, fighting Theseus, right? Theseus, yeah, Theseus with his shield is kind of similar to Markoth, right? Markoth is the one with the shield. Someone should mod reskin Markoth, but put uh Theseus sprite instead.
Ice cold.
Ooh, Aphrodite.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Little godling, would that I knew every last detail of how you and Thanatos are getting on of late.
Wow,
Taurus,
Aphrodite.
incarnate of death and the newly discovered son of Hades, fraternizing? It's positively scandalous, I think.
Oh, Aphrodite. You love to know the tea, right? Okay, crush shot. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna pick that. Okay. Oof. It should be fine.
Heads up.
Oops. Okay, let's get more keys. Okay, okay. Nice. Let's get see. Oh no, I don't want anything about gemstone right now. Oof. Nice.
Power of Olympus. Powered up.
Okay, let's get healing up from darkness. Are you kidding me? I miss. Nice.
Limit this darkness.
Ooh, Sisyphus. Sisyphus.
Good of you to
Karen's obols.
just the thing.
This is for
Nice.
you, Baldy. That's that.
Ambiguity bonus. Are you kidding me, Baldy? Come on.
Farewell, Linus.
Ooh, Aries. Ooh.
Why not?
Okay. Oh no. Come on, Aries. Dang it. Okay, fine. I'll take the Curse of Pain, but I'm not happy with it. Okay? How unlucky. And we got Electo too. Oh, I just realized how fast we were. 3 minutes.
Well then, come on.
Ooh. Oh, shoot. Okay. No. You monster. You dodge? That's it. Now I'm mad. She dodged. In the final moment, she dodged. What a bee. Okay.
Electro's
Now I
performance
have
has been lacking
to
as of late.
take Athena
Asphodel.
just for the sake of getting her dash.
Should help.
Her dash is extremely useful for the shield. Sorry, for the fist. But let's read first. Oh, Santa, your buns turned out fine. Maybe you should have made them a little bit smaller. Oh no. Were they gigantic or a little bit bigger than what usually made? In Hollow Knight, you fight Hades, the Fury Sisters, Salerni, Theseus, and Mysterious. And in Hades, fight the Pains of Hollow Knight, Tartarus, Vengeful Fly King, Gross Mother, and Massive Moss Charger help him. Oh no. And or Gross and the others help, or Charger and others help. Okay. Asphodel Flukmarm with her fluke face, replacing 3 extra learning heads. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. In the first health, he is the troop master, and the second and the third health, it becomes their nightmare king. Oh no. That will be horrendous. Horrendous vigor. That's, yeah. I'm not sure how you're gonna balance that out. If that were have to be happening, I don't know how it's gonna be balanced. That's the bun you made were pretty gigantic, huh? Okay. Markov and Zero would be scary in Elysium. You're right. Extremely. Especially since they are able to teleport. Oh, teleporting enemies is one of my annoyance with games sometimes. I don't want to buy anything from the Charon shop.
That's enough
Let's
Tartarus.
go.
In the bag.
So we have 3 minutes extra. And that should be fine.
The
If we can get Athena's dash, then we might have a chance to win. Oof. Nice. Our health is a little bit low to my liking. 130 at this point is a little bit low. We should be at 150. Especially for such a close range weapon. Ooh. Oh no. Ooh, I am such an idiot. I'm standing in the lava. Santos heart? Yes, please. You gotta go? Okay. Thank you for coming, Vigor. I really do appreciate it. What? Oh god. Oh god. Come on. Oh my god, I just realized that I've already used a single Death Defiance, huh? Oops. Nice.
That's something.
Do I want to go to see Demeter right now, or should I go see Athena? Decisions. Okay, I'm gonna go with Athena first. Getting the dash is important. Oh no.
Hey, look, it's
Oh
me,
no.
Witches.
What the? I really hate this. Without Athena's dash, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna win this.
You may have suffered many wounds, but shall not perish imminently.
Oh no.
Appreciate the backup.
Oh no. Oh no. Already, I'm almost dead. Thanatos?
I have returned. Your father's force is making.
Oh no.
Get to it then.
Absolutely. Surprise.
Surprise. Ooh. No. Oh. It hurts. It hurts. I am hurt. Okay.
That.
Come on.
You're not
Let's do it.
this. You have this.
Okay.
Wish I could do that.
Oh no. Please. Is there any Well of Charon? No. Even though I would love to get the keys, I don't think I'm gonna survive. Oh shoot. Ooh. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Oh no. It hurts. It really hurts. I only have 4 health. I'm dead. Uh okay. You know what? Uh although we did pretty well, but since we didn't have Athena's dash quite in the
Not now.
beginning,
I have to go.
we oh god.
So let me guess. 1 minute you're minding your own business out in Asphodel, and then the next, one of those Dracons pops right up in front of you and just kills you dead with noxious acid breath. Oh well, it happens, right?
Yes, Hypnos, it really happens.
That it does.
Oh gosh, okay. Uh yeah, maybe it could have been done much better. I don't know. Oh gosh, it's almost 11, huh? Okay. I have to go. We have Athena. Okay, so in the next run or in the next stream, I'm not sure. I am most probably gonna go with the shield again until I reach hit 20 with the shield. Until then, I'm not gonna change. Eh, I'm not gonna stop trying until I got into hit 20 with the shield. Afterwards, then I'm most probably gonna try hit 32 with either the fist or the sword. Aspect of Nemesis I remember is very good. But yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. But for now, I am gonna call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Santa, thank you to Vigor and Catilunier for dropping by into the chat and accompanying me in this stream. And also, my controller is having some serious drift right now. I'm not even doing anything. I already put down my controller and they are still, yeah. Okay, whatever. Um, yeah, I might be sending my controller for repairs. I think it's either this week or next week. And I'm not sure when will I get it back again. Uh, so in the meantime, if I am controllerless, I will try and play some point and click games. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try and play some point and click games and see how it goes from there. But until then, until further notice, there's not gonna be any much change in schedule or in the terms of game I am playing. I guess that's it. That's it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, you all coming to watch the stream. I really am grateful for that. And also, if you are watching this on YouTube, I really do appreciate it. Although I am quite a little bit behind on my stream upload on YouTube. Um, yeah, life gets in the way, so I have to prioritize my own task at hand. But I really do appreciate all your not all your nice and kind comments. I really do. Yeah, I I think that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be signing off for today. Good day and good night.